none of that matters. You know what I mean? And that's just my personal opinion, but don't none of that matter. Nobody cares about your plight. Only you care about your plight, and only you will ever be able to care about it in the capacity that you know, ever going to be able to make any real change about it. So for me, I understand that there's no way for me to be able to be successful if I'm not basing the success off of what I believe success is, not what the society believes success is or what the person next to me believes success is. I have to establish my own success. So therefore, I can relish in the things that mean something to me, and that'll carry you throughout the cloud of, you know, comparing yourself to people or not getting that opportunity or getting told no and all of that. All of that, you know, it doesn't matter, because once you establish your successes, it doesn't matter if anybody else looks at your success and says it's not where it's supposed to be.
So is that something you would recommend comics do starting out, is establish what success is to
Yes,
you?
yes,
Okay.
definitely. Establish what you want and don't make it vague. Oh, I want to be the next Kevin Hart, or I want to be the next Bill Burr, or I want to be there's already a Kevin Hart and Bill Burr. So how are you going to do what you need to do to become the first you? You know what I mean? And it doesn't have to look the way that people say it looks. You know, I live in North Carolina to this day. I went to college in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and I still live there. When I graduated college, I didn't want to go back to D.C. because I knew once I established that I was going to do this for a living, once you start to hit those pitfalls, it's a little different when people that know you are inquiring about your, you know, well-being. You know, if a stranger says, oh, you ain't shit, you shouldn't be doing this. Okay. But when your mom is like, baby, what's going on? You know it's not coming from a place of malice. She's really concerned about your well-being. So therefore, you have to make sure that, well, at least I had to make sure that I didn't allow that to affect me, because I didn't know how it would, because I never dealt with that before. But I have dealt with, you know, my mom influence on me, and I know, and I'm just using her as an example just because that's probably the biggest opinion that I accept in my life as far as somebody who knows me. I've never felt or experienced what it felt like to have her see me fail in a manner where there was nothing to fall back on but my own merit. If I failed at school, it was, you know, a curriculum that wasn't being followed. If I failed at sports, it was a curriculum that wasn't being followed. When it comes to making your dreams come true, there is no curriculum. You know what I mean? There is no blueprint. So you have to create it. I'm creating a blueprint for me and my family name, you know. So I didn't know how I would deal with my mom seeing me, you know, catch them L's that you catch doing this as a, you know, career, and looking and like, you know, babe, you don't have to go through this. You good enough to do anything, do something else. So I stayed where I didn't know anybody and had to make it work. And it's, you know, North Carolina is not a hotbed of talent. Nobody's really coming there to look for talent. There's plenty of talent there, just like it's plenty of talent everywhere, but it doesn't have the name of a New York or LA or Atlanta. So if you can make a name for yourself in that space, then you're doing something. So that's the way I challenge myself, and I still live there now because it provides a level of peace of mind to me that I can't find anywhere else, and I'm totally fine with that being the case.
When you establish your success, do you have it written down somewhere, or how clear is the vision?
I mean, I started out writing 5-point plans for myself, right?
Okay.
And this is just something I learned from just coming from the community that I came from and the guys that influenced me growing up. I would 5 years, 5 points, and I can't move from 1 to 2 until I complete 1. You know what I mean? So I started in '08, and I give myself 5 years to complete these things, and now I'm on what? You know, I've been doing this coming up on 11 years in August, and I'm on what, my 4th 5-year plan, because I've accomplished the things that I wanted to accomplish that many times already. So it's like I challenge myself every day. You know, every single day that I wake up, I challenge myself to become a better version of me. I want to be the best version of Chico Bean that I can be on a day-to-day basis. And the way that I do that is by developing a program that's based on who I am. First, figuring out what that means. Figure out who you are as a person. Embrace it, whatever it may be. You might get scrutinized or criticized, but as long as you're not hurting yourself or hurting anyone, whatever it is you do is cool. So once you figure out what those things are, embrace that, then it becomes easier for you to find the level of success for you because you're basing it off of you and you took that journey of figuring out who you are as a person. I think a lot of the reasons why comedians get lost in the sauce when it comes to this game is because they're basing their self-worth off what they believe other people base self-worth off. But it shouldn't work like that. If something's not for you, it's not for you. But if you're chasing it, even if you accomplish what it is you're chasing, once you accomplish it, it's going to really fuck you up because when you get there, you're going to realize I did all this work for some shit that doesn't even satisfy me in any capacity. So now you lost because you feel like I've gotten there. I'm successful now because I got, a show or whatever. I'm doing this. I'm headlining. I'm making money. But you don't have any inner peace. You don't have any type of knowledge of who you are. So now that you've accomplished this goal, whatever your goals may be, if you're not basing it off who you are, when you get to that point, you're going to realize I done wasted however many years of my life chasing a goal that wasn't even my goal to accomplish. You know what I mean?
Hot breath.